little story, a short story. Within this story, there are a few stories. Mainly, this final chapter of this storytelling night would sort of like close with how great, how wonderful, how respected, how up there Baha'u'llah is, even then and even now. Okay, no picture. After all, Uncle Abba and Rizwan had said, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but yeah, okay, just bear with me. As you can see, the source of my story. Okay, I'm supposed to say, okay, children, but we're all not children here. You know that among the places where Baha'u'llah was sent would be a fortress, also known as the most great prison. Anybody knows? What's the name of the place? It's a city. Can anybody hear that? No. Any guess? All the difficult questions all can answer. This kind of question do not answer. Okay, he was not sent to Sonny, so it's not supposed to be Sonny. He was sent to the most great prison, which is in Israel. The prison city is called Akka. Nothing really fancy about my PowerPoint presentation, just thought it's something, at least we can visualize something. I think elephant. As you can see, this is an old picture of Accra, Israel, and at the arrow there is the prison itself. It's actually the army barrack where Baha'u'llah and a band of exiles were sent to. So they stayed there and they were very, very heavily guarded because they were sent there by the Sultan. So if you want to go into this story, it's really quite long. So this is just one part of a few parts of my little story. Basically, when Baha'u'llah was sent there, he stayed there for 2 years together with a band of Baha'is. And after 2 years, it became really, really bad for him. He was really faced with all kinds of trials and tribulation. And during the second year, what was the worst thing that happened to him? One of the worst things anybody can guess? He lost someone very, very dear to him. Anybody would like to guess who? His son. Yeah, so he was very, very sad when he lost his son, and we can see in the next slide. Next slide. The most great prison. This is an old, I think this is a sketching. He said it was so bad that he quoted, "None," he himself written, thanks, "knoweth what befell us, except God, the Almighty, the All-Knowing. From the foundation of the world until the present day, a cruelty such as this hath neither been seen nor heard of." It was so bad, we cannot even imagine how bad it was. Next. So Abdul Baha saw this and he was very sad. So Baha'u'llah was there for 9 years. And then Abdul Baha found a place. Before that, after 2 years, Mirza Mehdi passed away, correct? Then after that, they had to move from this most great prison because the armies wanted to use the barrack. So then they were moved from houses to houses, and they only stayed for several months. And one of the houses which we all should know would be the house of Abu, which he stayed. And what is important in here, what came into, what was revealed by Baha'u'llah during his stay here? The Kitab-i-Aqdas. Okay? And then slowly, as people began to recognize them, they became more relaxed and decided, okay, this guy is not a bad guy. In fact, he is such an honorable guy. He is sent by God by today. But then, of course, he was restricted by the Sultan. And then Baha'u'llah is a law-abiding person, and like the rest of us, we are supposed to abide by the law of the country, which we all are doing, I guess. And after about 9 years, Baha'u'llah was exiled, and he couldn't see any green. Abdul Baha decided, yeah, okay, I want to provide something for my father who was suffering for so many years. Yeah, before this part, I think I forgot this part. One thing which Baha'u'llah did was that he became so influential that even the governor there also knew about him. And then the governor asked Baha'u'llah, what do you want? But Baha'u'llah, he was very selfless. You know what he said? He don't want anything. He just wanted them to fix the canal there. Because the canal there was so bad, that the smell was so bad. You've heard about the prison city of Akka, how bad it was. That if a bird flew over it, it would fall dead. Wouldn't it be so? Does anybody remember this part? Why does everybody look so sad? We're not smelling that, so you cannot even imagine how bad it was. So that was the one thing which Baha'u'llah asked for. And because of his one request, which was very selfless, everybody had clean water. And that was one thing, the first story which, the first miracle, they see how great Baha'u'llah was. Then after the house of Abud, Baha'u'llah mentioned that he has not seen greenery, beautiful green grass, plants and everything for 9 years. Then Abdul Baha loved his father very much. Then he thought, okay, fine, we will go and find a place. Then finally he went to this countryside where he found this place. It's a beautiful mansion called Mansion of Mazra'i. And the house owner, decided that, yeah, okay, they will rent out that house for a very, very low rent. So finally, he tried to talk Baha'u'llah into moving there, but then Baha'u'llah said no, because technically he's been exiled, so he said that he's been exiled, he don't want to move. But how long did it take someone very, very famous there to finally talk to Baha'u'llah for 1 hour? Then he decided to move into the house of Mazra'i. He spoke to okay, this is what he said, which I cannot remember all in full.